Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot, and tonight we're going to talk about some really exciting Jurassic World Evolution news because the Steam page for the game has updated with some brand new screenshots. We're going to go through them all tonight. One of them reveals a brand new dinosaur, which of course is why you clicked this thing in the first place, but we're going to look at all of them, going in order of sort of least exciting to most exciting. The game comes out in 5 days, so this is a good idea of what we're going to be able to get hold of in just 5 days time, and honestly it's really exciting. So, first things first, we have this, nothing particularly new shot of what I believe is Isla Nublar, the third island in the game. And this is just a really good example of how you're going to be able to build your own main street. And it does look okay. For a game version of Main Street, it looks okay. I retain, as I always will, that the game needs decorations. The game needs benches and it needs things that you can put down manually to give these streets just a little bit more of an identity and uniqueness. But it's really nice to just see how many guests we can get in a park. We've seen in gameplay videos recently, you can really cram in a huge number of people, into these parks. You really can just fill it with humans, which, okay, nobody cares about the humans, but we care about the humans when they get eaten by dinosaurs, and the more humans you have who can be eaten by the dinosaurs. You see what I'm getting at? Anyways, just a nice little example of our sort of main street design. I'm not sure you'll be able to fit this on every island. I think Isla Penna in particular is going to be a struggle to get this kind of design on, but hey, who knows? Let's move on nice and swiftly to the second island. This is Isla Muerta, the only dusk island in the game. It could be Isla Nublar, I guess, because we know on Isla Nublar you can set the time of day, but to me it looks like Isla Muerta, and we can tell that because it kind of looks exactly like the build we saw from IGN. We've got an enclosure here, and then kind of diagonal there with a gate there and a gate there. That is very much what seems to be the default build on Isla Muerta, sort of what you see when you get to the island for the first time, especially according to the IGN footage. And it's just a pair of ankylosaurs, having a good time, having a drink, looking pretty. There's not really much to say about it. I just want to show you guys all the screenshots. Go check them out for yourselves. Of course, on the Steam store page, if you want to see them in nice big full 1080p resolution and stuff. I have to shrink these down a little bit to make the video, but yeah, it's nice. Not really much to say on it. This is why these ones are at the bottom. There's not much to say. They're just pretty. Like, this one is gorgeous. That is majestic as balls, ladies and gentlemen. So ruddy, majestic. It really is beautiful. I think they could have done, in my opinion, with maybe giving one of them a different skin colour just to make it stick out a little bit more. At the moment, they're like basically identical in every single way, but they are beautiful. The Brachiosaurus from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is, in my opinion, like, I've not actually seen the film yet, but it's based on the trailers, the most attractive dinosaur in the entire film. I don't mean attractive as in a hey hey kind of way. I mean it's a beautiful looking dinosaur, and it really shows here. That is a majestic as balls Brachiosaurus. I really like that design. I think they are gonna, just like they were with J-Pog, they're gonna be the dinosaur that really sort of is emblematic of your park. You know, the dinosaur that screams Jurassic Park, the one that you're really gonna want. And I imagine it's a late game dinosaur. Yeah, I'd imagine you're not gonna get a Brachiosaurus running around Isla Muerta, in my opinion, but they did say, I just want to talk about this briefly, the devs said that the major movie dinosaurs, you know, you're talking your Brachiosaurus, your Raptors, your T-Rex, your Triceratops, that there's at least one on every single island. Now, I believe we've seen a Raptor and a Dilophosaurus on the second island already. We've seen Triceratops on the first island. We're going to see another movie dinosaur a little bit later on, of course, but Brachiosaurus, maybe that's a Tucano dinosaur. This could easily be Isla Tucano. A nice little herbivore feeder there. I really like that herbivore feeder. Moving on, we get a really nice shot of this is the first island, Isla Machonceros. And this is the first time we've really seen the park kind of alive. You know, it's finished, it's done, it's a full, complete, happy little park. We see a couple of Triceratopses getting shuffled off. This is the first time I believe we've seen 2 transport vehicles at once, so it's good to know that we will be able to do that multiple times. Let's say you've had the dinosaur breakout, you've got 25 Struthiomimuses running rampaging around your park. If you want to travel all 25 out at the same time, maybe you can do just that. There's a couple of guest hotels at the back. There is pretty much nothing else. We've got a lot of viewing sort of stuff here. There's also a little thing down here, which I'm going to highlight in a second, but we've got a couple of these viewing galleries, which I love to look at. They're like these multi-tiered glass structures that your guests will huddle behind to watch your dinosaurs, kind of like the Indominus Rex viewing gallery in Jurassic World. And there's also some viewing towers, which will give you much more of a overall view of the park. Let's get past it. I love the look of these things. They're like weird little insects that carry dinosaurs, which is the dream, quite frankly. But it's just, look at it, it's gorgeous. It is worth keeping in mind some of these could be bull shots. For those who don't know, bull shots is a term for when screenshots for a game are spruced up a little bit. You know, make him look a little bit prettier so people buy the game for obvious reasons. But I mean, it doesn't look that different. I played the game in March and it looked pretty much like that, so I'd feel optimistic. I have zoomed in a little bit on this little dinosaur that was Whoopsie daisy, what am I clicking the wrong bloody thing? I zoomed in a little on the dinosaur that was there. I don't know what that's meant to be. That's definitely a dead Triceratops, I believe. You can kind of see the outline of a frill there. This to me looks, it's fairly big. If you look at it, it doesn't look big there, but in comparison to what is probably a Ceratops of some description, I imagine that's probably a Metriacanthosaurus or something. It has got this kind of orangey green hue to it, which we've seen the Metriacanthosaurus sort of has, so that would be my guess. Maybe we get Metriacanthosaurus on the first island then, who knows? We know we get Triceratops on the first island, but we don't know what carnivores we get on the first island other than Ceratosaurus. So that could be a Ceratosaurus, but it doesn't really look like one. Anyways, moving on, we get this beautiful shot. Our first proper time we've had a shot of the Torosaurus. Now, the Torosaurus is maybe not the most exciting conclusion to the game. It's basically a flat-crested, very close there, Triceratops in a lot of ways. But it is a gorgeous dinosaur. You guys know I love Ceratopsids, and look at that thing. That is a living, breathing, alive, happy creature. Its eyes have life in them. They really do. It just looks like it's going to be real. I'm so excited when we get hold of the game. Not to, never mind doing all the missions and going through the parks and stuff. Just sit and watch your dinosaurs live their lives. What is this on the left though? Is that a Pentaceratops? That could be a Pentaceratops. That's a Stegosaurus. And even hiding over here, we have an absolute unit. In awe at the size of the ladder, we have a cheeky little Nodosaurus hiding behind the grass. So this is just a nice way of seeing that all four herbivores are living what seems to be fairly peacefully together. Anyways, now we get into the really good stuff. We have an awesome shot here of a Ceratosaurus. I have no idea what island this is meant to be. It looks like a daytime island. I don't really have anything beyond that. Clearly this is after something disastrous has happened, maybe a twister or something has hit one of the parks. If so, it's probably one of the later islands, maybe. God, this could be Isla Nublar, we don't actually know. But we can see a dinosaur of some description getting carried around in the background. We've seen a dead, is that a Gallimimus? I'm going to say that's a Gallimimus. We have a dead Gallimimus in the foreground, Ceratosaurus standing over it, rampaging, happy with his kill. We see the sort of ruined innovation center here, which looks quite a lot like the one from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You know, the panels are falling off, the smoke is emitting from the top. It's just a really awesome looking dramatic scene. Really, really cool. And it makes the Ceratosaurus look gorgeous. I know people are kind of tired of the Ceratosaurus because it's been everywhere, but I think it's kind of, it's the only sort of bigger dinosaur they want to show lots of. You know, people want the Metriacanthosaurus to be exciting when they get in the game. The Majungasaurus is going to be a bit of a surprise. The other large carnivores that we know are in the game, the Spinosaurus, the T-Rex, the Giganotosaurus that we haven't seen at all yet. There's a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to, so move past the Ceratosaurus hate, we'll get there eventually. Yeah, but this is really cool look at what your park is going to look like when it's destroyed. It might be worth building an innovate. I'm not convinced on the innovation center. I don't know how useful it's going to be personally, we'll have to see. But if it looks like that when destroyed, I'm going to be slightly tempted to put one in my park. I'm just saying. Right, next two screenshots, slightly less interesting, but they are all relevant. We're building up to that final one for good reason. So this looks like Isla Penna, but of course it's not. You can tell from the background, this little boy over here, well, I say little boy, he's a big boy. This big boy over here is of course Mount Sibo, the volcano that erupts in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the volcano that kind of forms the top half of the Isla Nublar map in, I don't want to say real life, but in Jurassic Park franchise canon. I love how this looks at night time. So we know Isla Nublar is a sandbox mode, so obviously they've gone on Isla Nublar, they've built a park, and they've set it to night time. It looks gorgeous. I have a thing for lights. You'll hear that a lot, I'm sure, especially when we get to Penna on the playthrough or stuff like that. I love lights. I have a big thing for lights in the dark. It really makes me happy, especially when they have this like bleed out effect. That to me is gorgeous. I'm really excited to work on Nublar at night time. I think that's going to be really cool. And then you can set it to dusk and then daytime if you were going back in time. But you could pretend dusk is dawn and you could have a sort of day-night cycle-ish. You can actually see it's Isla Nublar if we just zoom in. CSI. There you go. You can. It's a little bit blurry, but you can tell. I think I can't see the B, but you can kind of tell that says Mular there. But it's clearly Isla Nublar anyway, and it looks great. It looks beautiful. We're gonna get another shot of that right now. Even cooler, just so exciting and dramatic, and I don't know. I'm so excited to build a park that looks like that. Even the hotels are exciting. Look at how the light rims over the top of the hotels. Some of the windows are lit up because there's guests making babies or whatever. Well, you'd probably turn the lights off, but that's not the point. There's a little dinosaur over here, which I believe is just a Triceratops. Let's do that. I didn't plan this zoom in. CSI. It just looks like a dead Triceratops. So that's not that exciting. Stop killing my Triceratops. All throughout these screenshots, the only dinosaur that suffers is Triceratops. Or briefly a Gallimimus. Anyways, it looks beautiful. It's a really good look at what a final park is going to look like. I've said it multiple times, I do think we need more in the way of decorations and stuff like that, but at least from a distance at night time, when you've kind of got these, you know, multiple gates and fences and things just kind of integrated together, it does give your park quite a cool and complete feeling. But we're here for one reason and one reason only, despite the fact this video is already 10 minutes long, and that is this bad boy right here. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Indominus Rex. It has been officially revealed for the first time. They've been trying to keep it under wraps a little bit. You saw, I did that species thing the other day when the full species list got released. The guy who originally released that image had to blank out the Indominus Rex, and people weren't convinced it was the Indominus Rex. It was clearly the Indominus Rex. They had never actually publicly said Indominus Rex is in the game. They told certain people, that PC Gamer German magazine back in March, they said it was the Indominus Rex, they'd been told, but generally speaking, they've tried to keep it under wraps-ish. Everyone knew it was the Indominus, but whatever. And it looks amazing. It's straight out of the film. You know, I don't really know what else to say. Look, it's breaking out this big, thick, concrete banner. This to me doesn't look like Isla Nublar, by the way. It looks like Isla Penna. Just saying. I don't really have anything to base that on, but looking at the morphology of the island, Isla Penna we know is not surrounded by huge mountains because it's a tiny ass little island. Isla Nublar is definitely surrounded by, if we go back one, you know, there's mountains and growth absolutely everywhere. So I'd suspect this is Isla Penna, which means, and we did get a little hint of this in the past, but we've always suspected that the Indominus Rex is going to be unlocked on Isla Penna. We did catch a little glimpse of that, I can't quite remember where. So this would seem to back that up. Maybe the fourth island in the game is where you were going to unlock that Indominus for the first time. I'm just going to get up a little bigger. There you go, look at that, beautiful. It just looks so cool. I don't have anything to comment on, but it's just so detailed and it's straight out of the film. I know look, I am not a big fan of Jurassic World. I'm very public about that. I don't hate the film by any stretch of the imagination. People think I'm a little harsh on it, if anything, but it's an okay film. It's perfectly good. I have issues with it, but the Indominus Rex design, whilst not as good as some of the earlier ones I retain, it's still really cool. And it looks great here. How good is it going to look? Breaking out of your exhibits, hunting down your guests, fighting with Tyrannosaurus Rex, fighting with Spinosaurus, fighting with Giganotosaurus. You know, it's going to be so cool. And it will inevitably, in my opinion, be the strongest dinosaur in the park. You know, if you maxed out all of your big carnivores with your gene sort of modification program, which one do you really think is going to be the strongest? It's going to be the Indominus Rex. It is so far the king of Jurassic Park. Whether that's still the same post-Fallen Kingdom content, we'll have to see. I just want to look at it all day. I want to see it move now. Why aren't you moving? I mean, it's charging out. It's just bashed through this concrete wall, which does suggest, by the by, maybe it takes even more than this concrete wall to keep your Indominus Rex contained properly. This is not going to be an easy dinosaur to keep contained. We don't know what abilities and sort of stuff it has. Maybe it has extra abilities that help it break out compared to the other large carnivores, just like the Indominus Rex in the film. Maybe you'll have to double fence in order to keep it safe. Maybe you'll need to... This doesn't look like electrified... No, it does look like electrified concrete because there's wires popping out the top. Huh. It just doesn't care. It's just out, you know? Although I will say, that's the other side of the concrete fence, so it's kind of this massive... The Indominus Rex is clearly not broken out. They've clearly been allowed to get out. Maybe there's been a twister, however. Maybe the twister came through and knocked out the fence. That would seem to suggest that, because we've got these electricity pylons here, which, by the by, are just beautifully little detailed things. We've got these little lights here, we've got little sort of fuse box, and even little steps here that somebody would use to climb up the pylon to fix the top of it. It's just important having little stuff like that. I've never noticed that before. But that's sparking, which implies maybe there's been a problem somewhere else in the park. Maybe the power's gone out. Maybe that's why... So the power's gone out, the electrified fence goes down, and therefore the Indominus Rex can break out, stuff like that. It's going to make looking after this creature really difficult, because if you do get sabotaged by opposition factions, you know, if you neglect security and they shut down all your power plants, something we know they can do, then suddenly this creature that desperately wants to break out is going to have the ability to break out and slaughter your guests and other dinosaurs and everything else. So yeah, I'm excited. Indominus Rex, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty sure you're excited as well. 5 days until the game comes out, and yeah, absolutely can't wait. Totally hype. I'll see you lovely folks in the next episode. Cheers, much love as always. Bye bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.